Defence Minister Angie Motshekga will welcome the first group of SANDF soldiers deployed to the eastern DRC today. They were part of a SADC mission helping to combat the M23 rebels waging an insurgency in that country. But with the mission now withdrawn, the focus is on the mental well-being of the troops. Experts say that they have been through trauma in the conflict-ridden country and will have to ease into life back home. Let's now speak to the SANDF's Rear Admiral, Prince Shabalala. Thank you so much for making time for us this morning. Are we still on track for the landing of the SANDF soldiers at around midday today?
Yes, Aldrin, we are still on track with the landing of the flight coming from Tanzania to South Africa to land here at the airport in FS Bos Bloomsbury.
Yeah. How many members will be on that flight? And do we know about any of the equipment that is still left behind?
Yes, Aldrin, as we already explained, what will happen, these members will be flying in, and then the equipment itself would have, some of it will fly, and some of it will travel by a ship, and which will obviously, the heavy equipment would be the one that will go via the ship. So we are saying that the personnel itself, they are ready to be moved, and they will be moving in various groups. We are expecting about approximately 250 today, and then that will be followed up with another sortie, which might double the amount, and it will continue with this operation up until the end of the month, until the last boat has arrived back in South Africa.
Yeah, and in this particular case, the flight that is being used, are you able to speak to us which flight this is? Is it a commercial flight that is being used? Has there been any procurement that has taken place for other flights?
We can confirm that it is a SADC chartered flight. I cannot confirm whether it's commercial or military, but it is a SADC chartered flight. As you know, that we're under the mission of SADC, which is, hence the mission is called Summit DRC.
Yeah, and where is this flight flying from?
It will be coming from Tanzania, which is a safe zone for us.
Yeah, and Rear Admiral, are you able to explain to us the rationale behind that particular decision? Also considering that in March already the decision was taken to withdraw the troops from the DRC. Why was it then decided that they will then be leaving from the DRC to Tanzania and then fly back to the respective countries instead of flying straight out of the DRC to South Africa?
Yes, Adrian, you'll remember that Goma at the moment is currently not operational due to the fact that it is damaged. Therefore, we can unable to use Goma airport because of the damage that it incurred during the battle. So the best route now was to use the route and also the flight to come back home.
And this was not a refusal by the M23 rebels?
Not at all. You remember, we entered into an agreement, SADC itself, led by our chief of SANDF with the other chiefs of SADC, met the M23, and then we signed a ceasefire agreement, and hence they've allowed this movement.
All right. Then let's
fully supportive of this movement. All the parties that signed the peace deal, they are fully supportive of this movement.
All right. Then let's speak about what happens now going forward, Rear Admiral. So after they've landed the entire troops by the end of the month, what's the next phase?
Yes. The next phase, in fact, each group will undergo on its own a demobilization process, which involve medical support and assistance and psycho evaluation, and that is a standard operational procedure that we do for all personnel that are coming back from deployment. So they will do a debrief and a demo process, which will take more or less 5 days, and then after that they will go back home, and from there they will continue with Those who are found to really need some psycho support, they will continue to receive it near to the military bases where they are coming from. As you know, that all these members that are deployed are coming from various units. So they will continue with their medical and psycho support assistance when they going back to the unit.
All right. There's also the call that has been made by various political parties, as well as SANDF, the union, representing soldiers as well, for board of inquiry around what has taken place here. How far are we with regards to whether that proposal would be taken up or not? Who makes the final decision on such a request?
It's hard to say. That question is more on political side. We are deployed by the commander-in-chief following various processes. And so we cannot comment on what political parties are saying. We as a SANDF, we are apolitical, and so we only account to the structures that are in place. And in this instance, we have a clear command and control structure. Therefore, if such a call will be made, it will be made at the appropriate channel, and it will be the commander-in-chief's call.
Yeah, but ordinarily the SANDF is able, through the chief of the SANDF, to call for an inquiry, for a board of inquiry if something has gone wrong.
Yes, he can make a decision if he found that there is a necessity of such investigation.
Yeah,
it does have that powers.
So do we know why such a decision hasn't been taken as yet? This is now solely speaking about the SANDF, outside of the calls that have been made outside of the SANDF.
Look, calls can be made outside the call, but it's up to the authorities who are in command and control to make such decisions. We cannot really influence that decision. It will be through the command structure to call such a decision to conduct a board of inquiry.
All right. And then finally, while South Africa is pulling out, while the SAMI DRC, that mission has stopped, South African soldiers being withdrawn as well. But South Africa is still in the DRC with the MONUSCO mission. Speak to us about the rationale behind that particular decision.
Remember, the mission that has been terminated through the summit was the SADC. It is the SADC that made a call to terminate the SADC Summit DRC mission. Therefore, the other mission is under the ambit of United Nations. That mission has not been terminated all. South Africa or the SANDF is still contributing troops to play a meaningful role under the ambit of the United Nations. Hence, the mission of MONUSCO, we are still part and very, very involved in it.
All right. Thank you so much for your time. Prince Shabalala, Rear Admiral there of the SANDF, joining us on the return